One surefire way to get more sales is to speak to a more targeted niche audience, meaning creating something that really speaks to an individual. A great way to do that is to combine multiple niches. So in today's video, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. We are going to be combining Halloween, which is a really popular time at the moment, with 3 different niches. The reason why I'm picking Halloween is because it's an incredibly popular day within the print on demand community at the moment, and there is just a lot of ways to make sales with print on demand through Halloween. Now, if you just create your bog standard Halloween shirts, you might get lost in a sea of millions of other people doing the same. The reason why I want to talk about connecting it with another niche and creating this double niche t-shirt idea is so that you can stand out just a little bit from other people. Just like I would say combining niches throughout the year is a good idea, even more so now. It's obviously up to you how many niches you want to combine, because of course you can go absolutely crazy with it. You can do Halloween, girl, tea, cat lover, and create a mashup of madness. But of course I would say try and make it at least sellable and targetable a bit, because you don't want to go too niche where there's just no audience there. We can clearly see that Halloween shirts are flying off the shelf, and they will be for the next few weeks. And if you're selling on merch by Amazon, they will be for quite a while actually, all the way leading up to Halloween, just because of that super fast Prime shipping. So first things first, we're going to take a look at some Halloween designs on the Merch Informer app. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some sub niches that you can connect to Halloween, and I've got the trusty iPad all set up over here where we can actually, create some really cool designs, and I can kind of give you some ideas that you can go away and, decide if you want to do them or do some sort of mashup of them. Okay, so I'm in Merch Informer, I've searched Halloween, and there's one thing I need to mention, and that is Disney is absolutely taking over. I mean, with the search term Halloween, you've got Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse, The Mandalorian, Star Wars, Disney. It's actually crazy. You've got another Star Wars one, you've got another Disney one, you've got another Star Wars one, you've got another Star Wars one. So it's really crazy to see, how much Disney and Star Wars and all of that, that company Disney is really taking print on demand seriously. But either way, let's have a look. So you can see there's a whole bunch of designs. Don't make me flip my witch switch. You've got Trick or Treat, which is fun and cute, but again, that's a Star Wars one. You've got so many different designs. Now this is the first one where I've seen a proper combination of 2 things, which is gaming and Halloween. And then you've got a whole bunch of kind of dress up things like classic yellow mustard. I'm with butterfly. There's a lot of different designs here, as you can see. Some are good, some are terrible, but it's just good to see what is currently selling really, really well on the market. Okay, so there were quite a few ideas there, and a few people were combining niches, but not many, and that's a good thing because we want to be the ones combining niches and we want to stand out. So here are these 3 ideas. Now I just want to quickly say these ideas aren't crazy ideas, they haven't been thought up over months and months and all of that. They are 3 very basic ideas, and what I wanted to do is be able to give you these ideas so that you could go away and potentially make designs in these specific ideas. Now, I don't know how many views this video is going to get, and I don't know if these ideas will become oversaturated, but I doubt this video will get thousands and thousands and thousands of views. So if you are watching this video, there is a good potential that one of these ideas could work quite well. So I'm going to do very quick drawings, as you can see, on the iPad, just to illustrate the idea rather than, I don't know, have it fully ready. I'm just going to draw it for you as I'm speaking. So the first idea is mixing Halloween with coffee and tea, and there are countless coffee ideas already out there. So all you need to do is just add a Halloween twist, and the designs become way more targeted. Something as simple as, drawing a coffee cup. And this is a very, quick design, but drawing a coffee cup, adding bats, kind of doing stuff like this, making that coffee, giving it more of a Halloween theme. Then you can add a pumpkin over here, another pumpkin over here, maybe a different size. Doing all these different elements. You can even put like marshmallows in the water, or have it like potion bubbling with like stuff coming out. And now what you could do is you could have writing around there on the cup, or you could have writing around here and around there, and boom, there you go. A very, very simple combination of two different niches: Halloween, obviously, and tea, or Halloween and coffee. This could also work with some sort of couple's costume. Another really popular thing to do here is to add couple costumes. So for example, if we add a new layer here and we do the first t-shirt could be the coffee cup. The second t-shirt could be some sort of biscuit, right? And it can just have an arrow saying I'm with, and then you've got the biscuit and the t-shirt. And that's just a very, very simple way of looking at two niches, but a completely separate idea, in the sense of doing something like a couple design, a couple costume, where you're actually making a costume, which is really cool. Now, another potential idea would be something like this. And this is a very popular print-on-demand phrase, but now you're just having the Halloween twist on it, which is something like, or a T or something like that. Now, obviously, this isn't the design. This is just the phrase. We could probably make a really, really cool design with all different elements of pumpkins and bats. My bats are absolutely awful. Something like that, and you could even do like a ghost maybe. Like, there's so many different elements you can add to this kind of design. But the important thing is you are now targeting two audiences: people who are celebrating Halloween, so nearly everyone, and people who like tea or coffee. And you can easily change this to tea, right? You can change this to anything. I need a video game. Like, literally anything could work with this, right? Another one, right? And a completely separate topic. And I wasn't actually going to mention this one, but for example, you've got, I pause my video game to go trick-or-treating. Yes, a very famous phrase in the print-on-demand world. I pause my video game, to start grade 2, to start grade 3, to do this, to do that, right? Anything. So combining things like that with Halloween can work really, really well. Now, there are many, many more designs that could work. These are just 3 ideas that I came up with before doing any research whatsoever. I personally like to do that, where I sit quietly with no distractions, have some music playing, and I'll just brainstorm some ideas before looking at the competition or anyone else at all, really. The reason for that is because I want my mind to be completely blank with that particular niche, so that I'm able to draw things and not be distracted by other people's designs, flittering into my mind. This way, anything I draw, I haven't seen before. And then once I'm fully out of ideas, I will then start doing research and see other people's ideas, see how I can manipulate them, change them, incorporate them into my own ideas to make them, better or really different or whatever it may be. But I really, really find that beginning, half an hour of just thinking up ideas without any distractions, really, really important, because like I said, hopefully it will allow you to create ideas that haven't been created yet. After that, I'll head over to Merch Informer, Etsy, Amazon, Redbubble, all these different platforms, just to see what's actually working and if I'm way off or if I'm actually on the right path. For example, let's have a look at 2 designs in particular where we can convert them into Halloween designs. You've got Pothead. Now, this could turn into something like Pothead by day, Pumpkin head by night. Something like that. I know it sounds stupid, but a lot of print-on-demand designs are pretty stupid when you think about them. Another one is a good day starts with a coffee and a cat. So this one could turn into a good Halloween starts with a coffee and a treat. Again, and then it will be a treat sticking out of the coffee mug. So you're taking an idea that is clearly getting sales, clearly working, and you are completely changing and adapting it. You're not ripping them off. Do not rip anyone off. That is not what I'm suggesting. I cannot stand people who just rip off other people's ideas. Likewise, change it to make it fully yours. You can use similar phrases, but change the drawing, change the font, make the whole thing yours. The next is Halloween and dogs. We all know dogs is an incredibly popular niche, like one of the most popular print-on-demand niches in the world, right? So combining that with Halloween just makes sense. So how can we combine the two? Well, one very popular how can we combine the two? Well, one very popular dog t-shirt is the pug face, where you have a pug face with a word underneath, and then you have another pug face with a word underneath, and those two faces are the same, but the words are kind of opposites. So for example, you can have, this is going to be a terrible drawing, and I don't know why I literally just drew a pig, but that looks like a pig, and I don't know why I made this look like a pig. This is not a very good drawing, but either way, you can have my pug during the year, and then right next to it, right, you can have my pug on Halloween. And what you could do is draw some sort of Batman pug if you wanted. So for example, I'll show you some previous pugs that I've drawn, and then you can kind of get an idea. So, you know, if you have, where is my Batman pug, right? So you've got, that can be something like my pug during Halloween, and then you can just have a pug that isn't Batman, just a very basic looking pug, and then have like my pug during the year. That's kind of the idea that I've kind of gone with there. That is a terrible pug drawing, I have to say. You know, I'm not happy with that one bit, but either way, you get the idea, right? With a bit of time and a bit of effort, you could create some really good drawings here. These aren't the craziest ideas, as I've said multiple times, but what I will say is it's more about connecting with that individual, with that person who, in this case, would really like pugs, would be celebrating Halloween, and would think, oh my gosh, that shirt is me. I need to get that shirt. That is what you want to be achieving here. So don't overthink the designs or overthink, you know, any of the elements of the design. Just think of a really cool combination of niche and Halloween, and then create at least a semi-decent design with a good phrase, and hopefully you should start seeing some sales. These two people got the memo. You've got Happy Halloweener, right, which is just, you know, Dutch Hound in all different costumes. I mean, they're getting around 8,000 in sales. I can have a look, but I remember last time I checked, they were getting around 8,000. Maybe it's gone up or gone down since I last checked. But they're getting around, revenues unknown, 198 sales at $15.99. So yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Now, it's just crazy. Dutch Hound, Happy Halloween, a funny Halloween, dogs love a t-shirt. So this person has really hit the nail on the head. And another one, right? Happy Halloweeny, right? Again, it's mixing the combination of a specific dog type with the word Halloween. It does work really well. You know, I have to put it out there. It does work really well. But you can see these designs aren't crazy good designs. Like, this is all the same dog with different facial expressions and different costumes. In fact, some of these dogs have the same facial expression. So it's really, really simple, but it speaks to such a specific audience. It ends up getting, you know, 200 sales a month. And let's talk about the last one. Well, the last one is less of a niche and more of a specific idea that I just wanted to share because, you know, I thought it was a cool idea, and it's a very, very popular print-on-demand design throughout the year. So combining it with Halloween, it made a lot of sense. But I don't know how many views this video is going to get, so that idea could like immediately become oversaturated. I don't know. Give it a go and see if you get any sales with it. So what is this idea that I'm talking about? So do you remember this idea? My perfect day. Wake up, play video games. Eat breakfast, play video games. Eat lunch, play video games. You remember that idea? I spoke about this idea a long, long time ago. It was making a hell of a lot of money. It still continues to make a lot of money. So how can we change that to work with Halloween? Well, you've got, I mean, I could draw it here, but there's absolutely no point because I could just say it, but you've got my perfect Halloween, right? And it could just be wake up, trick or treat, eat breakfast, trick or treat, eat lunch, trick or treat, eat dinner, trick or treat. It could be something like that. Now, it doesn't have to be trick or treat. It could be anything, you know, wake up, carve a pumpkin. It could be so many different elements that relates to Halloween, which could work with my perfect day, my perfect Halloween. And I just thought that could be really, really cool. Now, one of the reasons why I want to do these kind of videos and give you specific designs is because I like the idea of drawing designs that you can use or anyone can use. Not that it's on a first come, first serve basis, but obviously the sooner someone used it, the more chance of them being the only one that is using it. So this idea in particular, it's not a crazy idea, right? It's just a proven idea. We know it works, and because we know it works, there's more of a chance that it could work for Halloween, and that's really the important message at the end of the day here, right? We're trying to find designs that have proven to work that we can turn into Halloween designs and make them our own, right? So with all my designs that I've done, especially with the with this one, time for trick or treat, but first I need a coffee, right? Or a tea. That is a proven print on demand design, but we have just adapted it for Halloween. Now, I do want to end by saying, I know a lot of these designs seem very graphically intense, and you might not be able to actually create graphics for a lot of these designs, and that's absolutely fine. For example, this one, time for trick-or-treating, but first I need a coffee, right? It doesn't have to be crazy graphics there. It's more about the phrase. So what I would recommend doing is, if there's a design where there's a lot of graphics and you don't know how to create any graphics, then use a platform like Vexels, Placeit, Canva, Creative Fabric, or whatever they may be, and just get some graphical elements and put them in your design. But another thing to remember is, don't just make graphic related designs. The actual phrase is so important, and it can actually make or break whether or not your shirt or whatever, your pillow, whatever it may be, gets sales. So bear that in mind when you're creating your Halloween designs. You don't need to be, a graphical artist. You could still do this just with plain text. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you get a lot of sales this Halloween. And let me know down below in the comments if you've already started getting your Halloween sales.